Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of IIBF, I, Rajdeep Bose, Deputy Director Academics, would like to welcome all of you to this webinar jointly hosted by Indian Institute of Banking and Finance and Financial Planning and Standards Board India. I take this opportunity to welcome our esteemed panelists for this evening. Shri Ketan Das, CEO IIBF, Shri Krishan Mishra, CEO FPSB, and Srimati Tina Rawal, Head Strategic Alliances for FPSB India. I extend my warm greetings to all the members from the banking fraternity who have joined this webinar in spite of their busy schedule. I also extend my thanks and like to welcome other senior people both from IIBF and FPSB India who have also joined this seminar. We have received a great response to this event through more than 1,200 registrations, and unfortunately, the access has been restricted to limited invitees due to technical reasons. So my due apologies to all those who could not join this webinar. So for all those who will miss this webinar or not be able to participate, we'll be hosting a recording of this webinar in our YouTube, Facebook and LinkedIn page for further benefit of the banking fraternity. As you all aware, IIBF and FPSB have entered into a strategic memorandum of understanding under which candidates who have successfully completed the CAIIB qualification from IIBF will be exempted from passing the first three modules of the CFP certification and become eligible to enroll for the FPSB India's integrated financial planning module through the fast track pathway. To qualify for this pathway, the candidates must also have valid minimum 3 years of work experience in the banking and financial services field. In addition to the above provision for the exemption, FPSB India will also extend special discount on the total course fees, examination fees, and other applicable fees to eligible CIB qualified candidates who apply for this CFE certification under the fast track pathway. So we have launched this collaboration arrangement from March 24 onwards, and we have received excellent response from all the CIB members and have been receiving regular queries on a daily basis. In order to resolve the common queries of this fast track program, this webinar has been convened so that a broad overview can be given to all the members, and most of the common queries can be addressed. So before starting this panel discussion, I would like to take this opportunity to give a brief about the eminent panelists who are part of this webinar. Our first panelist in this webinar will be CEO IIBF Shri Ketan Das. Shri Ketan Das has assumed the charge of the Chief Executive Officer of Indian Institute of Banking and Finance since October 2020 and leading the institute with a vision to make it the most preferred institute for banking and financial institutions. Shri Das has more than 33 years of experience in banking in various leadership positions in the State Bank of India, the biggest bank of India. He has gained knowledge and experience in discharging diverse roles right from the banking operations, retail banking, portfolio management, private equity, and treasury management. He has successfully managed top management positions like the State Bank General Manager Networks, General Manager Global Markets, President and Chief Operating Officer SBI Capital Markets, and Chairman of SBI Venture Capitals. He has been the Chairman of PIMDA, a self-regulatory body of treasury professions before joining IIBF. His academic credentials include Master's degree in Chemistry, CIIB, and a Master's in Business Administration. He has successfully participated in leadership and other programs conducted by top management institutes like IIM Kolkata, ISB Hyderabad, Accelerate Jamshedpur, and Asian Institute of Management, Manila. He has delivered lectures at prestigious institutions like FMS Delhi, ASCI Hyderabad, FIIB Delhi, St. Stephen's College Delhi, and training institutes like of State Bank of India. He has also participated as a panelist in various national and international webinars and seminars. He is presently serving as the chair of the board of Global Banking Education Standards Board. Our second eminent panelist in this webinar is Mr. Krishan Mishra, CEO FPSB India, who is responsible for strategy, operations, and overall market development in India. He has got more than 20 years of versatile experience in strategizing business and operations at large in financial services and professional education space. He is a known leader in the education world and also has been awarded as among the top 100 global leaders in the field of education by Global Forum of Education Learning Prism in INC US. Over the last 2 decades, he has headed the market development of various top global professional education qualifications in India and various parts of the world. He has been very instrumental in helping them and have a strong foundation in India and related growth markets. He grew up in a defense services family and has attended several schools across India before completing his MBA International Business Studies from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Delhi, and PGDBM from Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, Ahmedabad. He is also a Chartered Manager for Chartered Management Institute, UK. And our third panelist for this evening will be Srimati Tina Rawal, Head of Strategic Alliances and FPSB India. Tina is a management graduate from IIMS Indore with over more than 15 years of experience. As a regional head of FPSB India, she is involved in planning and executing marketing and business development strategies, leading to business growth, creating partnership opportunities, and managing India by creating platforms for higher level engagement with stakeholders. Tina has worked with organizations like ACCA, British Council, NMIS, ITM Group Education, Jayapuri Institute of Management, and so on, primarily in marketing and business development. Her decade of experience follows mostly in education sector and has a strong understanding of the Indian education market. She has won 4 national awards in debate and poetry and was also awarded by former President of India, Srimati Pratibha Patil, for winning 4 nationals in a row. So with the kind permission of the panelists, I would like to initiate this panel discussion. I would like to inform the participants that after the panel discussion is over, we'll also have a question answer round. You may post your questions in the chat box or raise your hand when we start the question answer session. So can we start the discussion, sir?
You can.
My first question will be for Ketan sir, CEO IIBF. Sir, IIBF and FPSB has entered into a strategic partnership to offer the prestigious CFP program to the CAIIB members. So I'd like to, if you could share your vision behind this collaboration between the two bodies, that is IIBF and FPSB, and also kindly share your views regarding how this collaboration will benefit the banking fraternity as a whole.
Let me welcome first Mr. Mishra, Ms. Rawal, and all the participants who have joined this webinar today. Great to see the number of participants here and their interest. And the question itself will answer some of your queries which you must have thought of. So as you know, this IIBF is mostly into education of banking professionals to make them more competent, more effective while discharging their duties. Of late, if you see, in the late 2000s, the financialization of economy started. And it took off quite rapidly after 2014 when this Jan Dhan program started. Opening an account of each family. Now, out of 130 crore population, as per the government estimate, close to 130 crore accounts have been opened at various banks. In that process, what has happened? People are now, instead of spending money in real estates, in gold, or in the physical assets, slowly shifting to the financial assets. So the customers, various types of customers, when they are shifting to the financial assets, not only the customers, the bankers should also know what are the financial instruments available. Otherwise, what will happen? All of us know that this financial market sector, including banks, NBFCs, or fintechs, which they have provided 46% of the total job created in last 2 years almost. If we do not equip ourselves in this financialization process, or we do not know what are the financial instruments available, we do not know the risk attached to it, what will happen? There will be another set of people who will get employment, like the financial fraudsters, people from Jantara. So if going by the national statistics, last year itself, 51,867 frauds have been recorded in the website of Government of India. Out of that, 38,000, close to 38,000 are the financial frauds. And you know, the rate of when we are able to catch those fraudsters, it is less than 3%. So that is where people fall prey into false type of statements. Yesterday, you would have seen that a doctor has lost 22 lakhs rupees so that he can gain around 50 to 60% return. We usually call them the digital literacy first. All the banks, we now think of digital literacy. So now I have taken up a step here with the IB and the banks that we, instead of calling it digital literacy, whether we can call it digital financial literacy. Instead of simply that. So financial literacy, if we feel that we know all the people who are educated, they are also financial literate, I am afraid they are not. So in that sense, our association with FPSB, which is the pioneering body and is the standard setting body in the world in case of this financial planning and professionalism. So that is a great, I think, association. And thanks to Mr. Mishra and the team who took pen to come 2 or 3 times to engage with us so that we can come with an MOU acceptable to both and which is more beneficial to the bankers, candidates. So CAIIB has been recognized as the basic course in banking and finance since the last 96 years. The first CAIIB started in 1928. So we have been changing the CAIIB course over a period of time. Last also we revised that. So now based on our course also, this year, all of you must be knowing, the bankers, in the latest bipartite agreement, the bankers who complete CAIIB will get 2 increments instead of 1. Earlier, the people, the students who pass CAIIB used to get 1 increment. Now they get 2 increments. And this is one more value addition for the CAIIB candidates who will directly go to the champion status and apply for the certified financial planner. I will leave to Mr. Mishra to speak more about certified financial planner, how it is globally accepted. Not many in India. I think it is 2,700 as of now who have qualified as a certified financial planner. And the last year, the growth was almost 5% across the world and 7% in India. And I wish that the growth in India should be more because the number of people we cater to in the banking sector is much more than the financial thing. And the customers here are not that much aware regarding the financial instruments available. Right. So the bankers, if we want to retain our customers, earlier, maybe 10 years before, the first preference used to be the bank. For anybody coming to for saving, he will ask, what is the fixed deposit rate? What is they will choose between State Bank or PNB, choose between PNB and Union Bank. But from the last 2010 to 2023, if you see the AUM of a mutual fund industry, it has grown from 12 lakh crores to 42 lakh crores. And they propose that by 2030, that AUM may grow up to 1 lakh crores. So there are alternate avenues also. The insurance companies, they have come out with certain products which will integrate the insurance as well as the savings. So now the bankers have the competition, but how do we convince their customers? For the convincing the customers, first they have to be competent. They have to know what the customer need, how we can best serve the customer. Then only the customer retention will happen. Earlier, bankers used to say customer service. More than the customer's service, now it is the buzzword is the customer experience. How the customer experience. Suppose we tell one customer, our fixed deposit is the best. Bank's fixed deposit is very safe. Your money is safe. You will get the fixed deposit interest of 6.5 or 7 or 8. Nobody can win it away. And you keep the deposit. But once he goes out to the market, he will get feedback. Okay, other than the fixed deposit, there are NCDs, there are company deposits, there are government deposits, there are also mutual fund fixed income groups. So he will get confused. Then you should also tell why bank bigger deposit, why not this, why not that, why your core deposit, how do you manage your cash flow? Basically, how do the cash flow manage planning is the most important thing. How do you manage your cash flow? Why you need savings bank account? Why you need certain percent of your amount should be kept in fixed deposit? So all these things, if you want to know, you have to equip yourself with the knowledge, requisite knowledge. So to have the requisite knowledge, I think there is no better partner than FPSB who can help us out to create a pool of bankers who will be the pioneer, who will be the trendsetters in the banking industry, and they will also hook the customers to the banking industry. I think I leave it to again Rajdeep for other questions. I will come back subsequently.
Thank you, sir, very much for sharing your vision in such a very simple and lucid way. My next question will be to Kishan, sir, CEO FPSB. Sir, could you share some details about the CFP certification and its global recognition per se? And what, according to you, should be the future prospects of this CFP candidates or practitioners in India going forward?
Sure. Thank you so much, Rajdeep, for asking me this very important question. And good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor for me to speak with all of you, all the bankers. And thank you, Das sir, for setting the context for today's discussion. Really, it's a proud moment for us that we have been able to partner with your institution to help the entire banking fraternity at large in this country. Now, talking about the CFP certification, so our certification obviously comes from a global professional body, as Das sir mentioned. We are a globally recognized organization, which is a standard-setting body for the financial planning profession. What we do is that we also examine and certify people around the world towards this gold standard certification named as Certified Financial Planner. Now, if we look at the Certified Financial Planner Professional Certification, this certification already has got a good set of people who have qualified and they are working or maybe practicing around 28 territories, right? And we have got a number of around 223,700 plus professionals. So 223,700 plus professional is the network of the CFP professionals who are there around the world. In fact, our first set of CFP professionals who qualified in the year 1973, they completed their 50 years last year. So it was a golden jubilee year for the CFP professionals around the world when they did this certification. Now, this certification has got a high repute around the world because a CFP professional is a CFP professional anywhere in the world. So when you complete the certification, complete all the examinations and apply for the certification, you get a designation which comes as a suffix to your names, right? So say, for example, Rajdeep, you do this certification, then you will get Rajdeep Bose CFP. So that becomes your designation for lifetime. And the advantage is that if you talk to anybody in US, you talk to anybody in Canada, you talk to anybody in Australia, or anywhere in the world, and say that I am a CFP professional, they'll be able to recognize you. So that's the first advantage, that you get the immediate recognition anywhere in the world. People know you, right? The second thing is that the qualification actually prepares you to understand the various facets of financial planning, which includes the areas like investments, insurance, taxes, retirement, estate planning, and it actually gives you an opportunity to become a wholesome financial planning professional, right? So that's a very big opportunity because wherein you understand the entire, I would say, the life goal of a customer, right? First of all, when we meet the customer, instead of just selling a product, what we do is that we try to understand the life goals of the customers. Practically, the life goals are over moving. So practically what happens is your life goal today is X. Tomorrow, after say 5 years or 6 years, you'll have a different life goal. Say I'm a 22-year-old boy today. After my MBA or graduation, I start my career. Immediately after starting my career, I think that, okay, 5 years later, I would like to buy a car. Okay. And that becomes my goal. And I start saving money for buying the car. But by the time I'm 27 or 28 and I have to buy the car, I get married and my goal changes, right? So my marriage will change my goal. And then further what happens is I think that, okay, I might do it by 32. Obviously, by 32, I have a child. So once the child is there, I start thinking about child's education. And then further what happens is by the time I touch 40, 45, and I have to think about the other things, I start looking at the retirement or planning for my legacy or the second innings in the life. So practically what happens is life goals are really very important. So, and life goals are beyond just the financial goals, right? So you have to safeguard a lot of things in your life and practically keep on looking at those life goals. And what you need is not an agent or just an advisor. You practically need a consultant who can be there with you throughout your life. So when certified financial planner professionals talk with their clients, they actually look at the client's life. They look at their risk appetite. They look at their practically their investments, the budgets, expenses, everything, whatever is needed towards ensuring that the client gets the right kind of advice for their own life. Now, as I said, it is more about life goals. And this is a commonly practiced profession around the world In India, as sir rightly mentioned, we have got 2,731 professionals, but we are looking forward to growing this market very, very fast. The requirement is large. In fact, last year, in the field of financial services and banking, India created around 46.86 lakh jobs. Okay, and this number is coming from the National Career Survey done by the Government of India. 46.86 lakh jobs were created. Do you know how many jobs were picked up by people? Only 27.5 lakh jobs. Why the rest of the jobs were not picked up? Because people were not able or capable enough to pick up those jobs, which means that people who did not have the right certifications or the qualifications, they could not look at that job. You are doing a fantastic job of getting into the CAIIB and JIIB qualifications which are being offered by IIBF. Practically, it prepares you to become a very strong banker. However, if you look at the financial domain, and as Das sir rightly mentioned about one point, that we might be educated, but we are not financially educated. And it is really very important for us to ensure that each and every person we interact with, including our own families, relatives, and the other people whom we know in the market, should be able to navigate their financial goals better. And for that, your knowledge, a domain knowledge related to finance and financial planning, will help you in terms of guiding not only your customers, but to guide your own self and your families towards a better life. See, we are talking about sustainable development goals time and again around the world. It's the buzzword given by the United Nations. Everybody talks about SDGs. Now, what is more important is the sustainability of each and every individual who is there in this country. When an individual grows, the family grows. And when the family grows, the society grows. And when the society grows, then only the economy will grow. Talking about economic growth is really very easy, right? But what is more important is to make each and every individual grow. And that's the objective with which we are working. And this profession, this certification can help you do that. Because you will be getting into a very, very noble profession here. As doctors are noble, as teachers are noble, certified financial planner professionals are also doing the noble work of being a financial doctor, right? You can actually help your clients, give them the right advice, take care of their lives, and support them whenever they need your help. And practically, nothing can be better than doing this. In India, I can tell you there are a lot of people who need this help. They're suffering. And if we take that step through the fast track program, we'll be ready to support a very large set of people who need this help from our side. So very strong profession to look forward to, wherein we have more jobs or less number of people to apply to those jobs. You can, in fact, be wherever you are. You can grow in your careers, look forward to a very strong career in times to come. And the opportunity is tremendous. I can tell you that the market is growing. People used to talk about various other career options in the past. Now the trend is towards private banking, towards wealth management, towards financial planning. And India is looking forward to a very strong set of new age professionals who will be the consultants of tomorrow. And nothing can be better than this certification combined with your CAIB qualification. I think you will be the best person who can make a strong career for the long term from here. Thank you so much, Rajdeep. Hope I've been able to answer your question. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's very nicely answered. You've used very nice words like sustainability of individual and financial doctor. I think it's very apt in this today's context. Next I'll like to come to Tina, and I'd like to touch upon a little bit on the operational aspects. Tina, I'd like to request you to kindly explain the roadmap for CFP professionals. Please explain the process involved and also the timeline to complete the certification. And also just intimate what's the differentiate between the regular pathway and now we are talking of fast track pathway. So that difference, if you can bring out how it is different, it will be very great.
Thank you so much, Rajdeep. Warm greetings to all the panel members, my colleagues from IIBF FPSB India, and all the CAIIB professionals present today. Very valid question, Rajdeep. Now that the context and the need of the qualification has been set, let me directly delve into how does the entire CFP as a qualification looks like, and what is the roadmap to the qualification. So for our easy understanding, we say that there are 4 E's in the entire roadmap of the qualification. The first one talks about the education. The second one talks about the exam. The third one talks about the ethics module. And the last one primarily will speak about the experience. And then you get the certification like Krishan had mentioned. Then you get the designation of being called a CFP professional. I would start with the first E. So let's see what do we have in the entire qualification of CFP. There are 4 modules in total. The first one talks about investment planning. The second module talks about retirement and tax planning. The third one talks about risk and estate planning. all these 3 specialist certificates, once a person has completed, then they move on to the last level, which has got 2 different segments to it. The first segment is about integrated financial plan, wherein a case study is given to the candidates and they have to write a detailed, like elaborate, financial plan. They have to prepare it out of that case study. And the final CFP exam, which is a 3-hour exam. I will also talk about the exam durations of all this established in just a while. So these are the 4 modules of the entire qualification. Once you have studied all of them, that completes the education part of it. When you have completed the first 3 modules, you appear for the exams for first 3 modules. It can be done in any sequence, and then you move on to the last module. Again, both the parts can be done into any sequence. And once you have completed all the exams, and then you completed the ethics module, which is available on your LMS portal. It is a 5-hour small self-study based module, which you complete, and then you complete the work experience. So either you should have 3 years of unsupervised work experience or 1 year of supervised work experience. Once you have gained all of these 4 E's, then you become a CFP professional. So that's about the question 1. What's the roadmap of the entire qualification looks like? Let me move on to the next question of the time duration in the exam, and then we will primarily talk about the difference and the benefits of how a regular candidate would do it vis-a-vis how you as a CAIIB professional will be benefit out of the entire association that we are talking about. So for the first 3 modules, the exams are conducted every month. What you have to do is register for the exam in the beginning of the first week of the month, and at the end of the month the exams are conducted. The exams are conducted at the NSE centers and also remotely proctored. So you, at your ease of convenience, you can appear for wherever you wish to complete the exam. The first 3 modules I'll talk less about, because I'll let you know that why it is not of much relevance to you. But then for the last 2, the exams are conducted every alternate month. So for the submission of the financial plan and for the final CFP exam, the exams for both are conducted. The windows are open every alternate month. What you can do is you can also, kind of plan it in a manner that whether you want to submit the plan first, you can do that. Or if you want to appear for the exam, you can also do that. Now for the last exam, it's a 3-hour multiple task question kind of exam. I'm not saying multiple choice because every question will be based on a case study. So the first 25 questions are actually standalone questions, and the next 25 questions will be based on a case study where they have to solve the question and answer. The entire exam would be of 3 hours and followed by or preceding the financial plan, whichever way you are comfortable, you can do that. That's about the exam part of it. The entire qualification, if you're going through a regular pathway, can be completed in a span of, let's say, 12 months to 18 months, depending upon the capability and the time duration that you're devoting to the qualification. However, the time duration taken by a student who is entering the fast track route would be somewhere around 6 to 8 months, depending again upon how much time you are, kind of devoting to it. Now, for a candidate who is coming through a regular pathway, they'll have to appear for all the exams, all 4 modules, will have to pay the full fee and will have to appear, take 12 to 18 months to complete the qualification. However, the benefit for our CAIIB professional is that all of you can enter this qualification through a fast track route, which means you are exempted from appearing for the first 3 specialist certificates. You need not to appear for the exams. You directly enter to the last level where all you have to do is submit a financial plan plus, appear for the last CFP exam. Now, though we say that you are exempted from appearing for the first 3 specialist certificates, but you'll have to study them because the last section is nothing but the combination of all the 3 modules that we spoke about in the beginning. So technically we are studying the qualification, but we are not appearing for the exam. We are appearing for the exam for only the last level, and we are completing in half a time, and we are saving a lot of money in terms of completing the entire qualification. So for all of you, there is this route through fast track pathway, wherein you can complete the qualification, you can appear for the exam, complete all the 4Es. More importantly, once you have cleared these two, because you already have that kind of experience, there is a certain criteria to maybe in the next level when we talk about the process, I will tell you more about it. That through that your experience is already verified. So then all you have to do is just complete the exam and you can directly become a CFP professional. I hope I have covered all the aspects of the question, Rajdeep.
Yeah, I think broadly covered, and if at all I will have a question answer round. So if at all further doubts come, that can be clarified.
Yes.
Thanks, Tina. Thanks a lot. I'd again like to come back to Ketan, sir. Sir, now since we being a banking institute, we cater primarily to the bankers. So regarding the CFP certification, I'd like to ask, sir, how does the CFP certification is going to enhance the career progression and the opportunities within the banking sector? If you could highlight something on that aspect, sir.
That is perhaps the most crucial questions which everybody will ask. What is there for them? And I will segregate into 2-3 parts. The first part is you gain the recognition, as rightly said by Mr. Mishra. By qualification, you gain the recognition part. You are a CF, right? Then the second part is when you fuse your achieved professionalism on banking with this financial acumen, then that is a deadly combination. Any banker with CFA will have the recognition within the banking sector, not only in his own bank, but in the banking system per se. That is part one. Second, I will come in the present way, the way banking is moving. Now, close to 80 to 89%, depending upon the various banks, the transaction has moved to the digital channel. So if the banking, most of the banking, and they say that you don't need banks, we need banking. Most of the channels you can open online account, you can purchase everything online, you can trade online. So then what will be the role of bankers, future bankers or the present bankers going forward, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line? So whether you need branches or you don't need branches, if you need branches, we have people. Why should we have people if everything is being done that? Only grievance redressal, okay, you need people. What I feel, going forward, the bankers will have more of advisory roles. But the type of customers, to take the case, banking is also in the rural places, in semi-urban, in urban, all the customers will have different viewpoints, different requirements. So starting from rural, what they will require? They will require the first part of your financial planning, the cash flow planning. 1 month down the line, how much money I can get? A farmer will ask you 6 months down the line whether I will have the money to purchase fertilizer. So their planning will be limited to certain period, 1 month, 2 months, maybe. After some time, they will think of the bigger goals, but the immediate goal is the sustenance goal. Coming to the semi-urban area, there will be people who will think of the little bit of saving and investing. Where do they save? And many of them do not know what is the difference between saving and investing. They will keep, many of my banker friends will agree, people will have close to 3-4 lakhs rupees in savings bank account for months, years. And RBI has a fund where close to 46,000 crore, where funds parked in the deposit accounts has passed on to RBI because it was not inoperative for 10 years. And the amount is close to 46,000 crores. So many would have died also, you do not know. But the thing is that, why should we keep that much of money in place, whether there is other avenues within the bank, outside the bank? And the third is, almost all the banks have now moved towards the cross-selling. That means other than the banking products, they are also having the third-party products. So if take the case of State Bank. State Bank has State Bank mutual fund products, State Bank insurance products, State Bank life insurance products, State Bank others trading products, anything. So, but a banker is he aware which is the best product available for the customer, which is the best insurance product available for the customer, what is the best mutual fund product available for the customer? We tell you do SIP. it is as good as RD or better than RD. We sell like that. But the SIP is for what? SIP is for the equity market, it's for the debt market, for the government. We do not know, neither the customer. So here, the role of a banker has become multifaceted. He is no more a simple banker. He has become an advisor. A little more financial doctor he will become once he becomes the financial planner. But without being a financial planner also, he has been an advisor, close advisor to the customers. Customers believe the bankers blindly. Most of the customers, and mostly rural and semi-urban areas. From my personal experience, I know people will come and say that, sir, हमारे पास इतना पैसा है, हम कहाँ रखेंगे? Where do I keep? So whatever you tell, they take it gospel and go. And in case in future they find out that the advice which you have given is not prudent, then you will lose your credibility. The bank also loses the credibility, and the customer no more now it has become, now they have become a transactional customer. If they don't find the better service, better advice in one bank, they don't hesitate. There's no earlier there's a lifelong association with the bank. The father will give the bank account to the son, like that. It's not like that. If your savings bank in one account, you get a cheaper housing loan in some account, you go to that bank. Some bank gives housing loan, cheaper car loan, you go to that bank. That is how now the younger customers do. And the fourth and most important part is when the India grows, there's a large growth in the middle income, and from middle income to the high net worth customers. So the growth percentage, if you see, barring this COVID period, now it is back. So when we become Vikasit Bharat in 47, forget about that. When we, in the next 5 to 6 years, if you see the growth of the income, so where do they channelize the growth? Every person has become a financial advisor to himself, and ultimately most of them, they lose money. If they see the SEBI record, the chairman SEBI said 89% of the retail customers, they lose. That is where the role of bankers come. That is where you will be a doctor or advisor to the customers. If the customer retention happens, then the banks not only will survive, banks will prosper. And for the bankers, if you have the knowledge, requisite knowledge, you will be effective. Whether you are in a branch banking, if you are able to retain the customer, if you are able to get more pie from a customer, more product per customer, then the branch business will increase. You will get the benefit of that. But there are other avenues. Many of the banks, big banks, have their wealth management vertical created. So in case you have this additional qualification, most likely if you want, you will be absorbed in the wealth management vertical of the bank. State Bank has a big wealth management vertical. We have started. Almost all the private sector banks have started wealth management verticals. So very rewarding, also very risky, because you will be dealing with the people who will ask many questions. So you have to answer the questions reasonably to their satisfaction. For that, you have to be also reasonably equipped. Right? So whether it is banking or many of the CFAs, please correct me if I am wrong, Mr. Mishra, I have seen CFAs practicing on their own. They have created their own firm, keeping people with them and making advisory and getting good money out of that. The advisory income is quite sizable. I have seen a few people in Delhi, few people in Mumbai also, financial planners. They have opened their own firms. So in case you want also to have your own firm, you become independent, you are confident, not only you will do a service, you will also employ few people with you. And more so, if you want a shift in your career, you can have a shift to the wealth management companies, to the private sector banks. You will have so many avenues inside the bank and outside the bank also. So the education always pays. Pays the best interest in your career if you ask. Right. I think I'm able to convince the participants why should they go for CFA.
Yes, sir, definitely. I think it was very nicely explained by you, sir. Thank you very much for the answer. My next question will be to Krishnan sir. I think it's a very related question to what Das sir just said. Sir, if you could just kindly highlight and what ways that the CFP certification complement the existing skills and the knowledge which is gained in the banking roles. So he's sharing. You could share the same perspective from your side, from being on the other side of the business.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you, Rajdeep. And I think I can talk about my experience also here. I spent approximately 10 years managing public sector, private sector, a couple of foreign banks and cooperative, rural, all types of banks I managed. In fact, I managed 22 banks at one point in time with a set of somewhere around 15,000 odd branches were part of my activity. So what I saw is that, yes, those were the days when obviously we used to see people just coming for savings and fixed deposits, etc. Insurance was opening up, and a lot of people used to come and ask that, okay, I want to put my FD here, and some of the private banks used to sell them an insurance policy because obviously practically they were earning good amount of money there, or maybe some contest or some incentive was available to them. And what happened is, if you flip it to today, practically customers, as rightly said by Dasar, are not interested in transactions. They will ask you many questions, right? And they would like to understand that how will you manage their money? Because those were the days when customer was not aware. Now customer also has some good knowledge. In fact, the larger customers, as Dasar was mentioning about the wealth management customers and the private banking customers, right? These people obviously are going to give you say 50 crores or 100 crores of the money they have already generated for so many years, and they would like to have a trusted source, right? They would not like to listen to anyone and everyone. They are not interested in one transaction and tomorrow you vanish. They are more interested in somebody who can remain with them and help them whenever they need them, right? So practically, it's a very different kind of I would say sales that we do, or the business relationship that we maintain with those clients. And if you look at the banking industry as a whole, since a very long time, banking industry has been thriving on relationship management only. In fact, the kind of relationship management which the public sector bank branch managers do and the private sector bank branch managers do, I've seen that they have a very strong emotional connect with their clients. They maintain those relationships not only for today, for a very long term. They are ready to help them. They're ready to be with them whenever they need them. In fact, I have seen them attending the marriages of their customer kids, marriages of the customers, their kids' marriages, right? And any other important occasion happens, the customers would be very keen to invite the bank officials to come and be there. So most of you have already been a part of their lives, and if not related, but somewhere you are related to them because that emotional connect has been created. And practically, when we talk about finances and our life goals, that emotional connect becomes really very important. And with this certification, you have that opportunity to complement your already existing relationship, existing knowledge that you carry to a different level, wherein you will be able to give a much more important consultancy to your clients who will be looking up to you. Because, say, for example, if I need something, I will look up to my banker first rather than anybody else, right? If I need a financial advice, I go to my banker and ask that, sir, what should I do? Where should I invest this money? Or what should I do? Should I keep it in insurance? Should I buy general insurance? Or is it important for me or not important for me? All those questions come to the banker. And if they see that, if the banker says that I'm also a CFP professional, let me help you understand your life goals. Let me understand what is your income, what is your expense, how you can actually plan for your next set of goals in future, right? What is your risk appetite? Let me understand that, okay, are you actually meant for equity product or not? Are you actually meant for, say, a debt product, or maybe FD is a much better option for you? This is something which you can do when you are a CFP professional yourself. But in fact, practically, you will not be needing anybody else's guidance for yourself too. And as Dasar rightly mentioned, this qualification, the beauty is that it not only prepares you to get employed or maybe grow in your careers within the organization you're working for, it also helps you start your own practice beyond your employment period. And we have seen a lot of people, in fact, 50% of the current set of professionals are practicing. And they're doing much better than people who are employed. I'm not trying to poach you to go and start your enterprise tomorrow. Entrepreneurship, practically, in my view, is a behavior. Right? You can be working, you can be starting your enterprise. It is more about that behavior, and you might make your organization grow to the next level with your entrepreneurial behavior. But what is more important is that this qualification actually prepares you to handle both the sides. In fact, Dasar, there are a lot of bankers who when they are in their age group of say 55, 56, looking forward to the retirement, they join the certification. Later on, they start practicing. I've seen so many managing directors and CEOs also doing that. And I have got the youngest student at the age of 18, Rajdeep, and I have got a eldest student who is at the age of 75. And I would say that 75 years age person is more younger than the 18-year-old boy. Okay, so because he has got that younger mindset, so that is more important. And then see what has happened is apparently in the last couple of years, as Dasar was mentioning, that when we were in 80s, we used to earn salaries in hundreds. When we entered 90s, we started earning salaries in thousands, right? And when we entered 2000, we started talking about CTCs in lakhs. And look at us today. The average Indian nowadays is aspiring to gain a salary of, say, 1 crore, right? And in fact, there are a lot of people who are already drawing 1 crore salary. If you look at Mumbai itself as a city, right, you'll find a lot of people who are earning more than 1 crore. Now they need more revenues. Previously, we used to spend money first and then worry where should I we used to earn money first and then worry where to spend. But now what we do is that we spend money first and then worry from where will I earn and repay. The scenario is completely changed. We never had an access to financial products in the past before 2000. And look at the number of financial products today we have in the market, right? And a lot of people need to know about these products because ultimately you are going to invest your hard-earned money of lifetime into this market, right? And if you make one mistake, you will lose your money. As Dasar rightly mentioned, 89% of the people are actually losing money as a retail investor because they are not aware. See, if we look at our investment process today, anybody and everybody is there to give you advice. The person sitting next to you will tell you, oh, please go and invest here. YouTube will tell you too many things, or say Instagram will tell you too many things. Should you believe them? Practically, you should not. You should do your own due diligence. And for that, a certified financial planner professional, as I mentioned to you, will behave like a financial doctor. They are like general physicians. They are not here to sell you just a product. They are here to help you gain knowledge about yourself and your life goals. And that completely differentiates you as a professional from any other agent or advisor who's available in the market. Because once you start talking about client's interest, client will automatically think about you being there with them throughout their lives. And then once that trust is built, that relationship is built, then you can look forward to a very strong future. Because as Dasar rightly mentioned, retention is the key for the banking industry. And I think if you have an emotional connect and that relationship management activity going on, right, on a regular basis, you will be able to ensure that you remain with the client and help that client. And once you help him, you help his family. And as I said, the impact would be very, very large. Think about it. If there's a family of 4 people and you are able to help 100 people today, you're helping 400 people, right? And if you are able to help more, look at the multiplier, how it works. And India needs that help. Together, I think we have a problem statement, which is people are not financially educated, as rightly mentioned by Dasar. We have to ensure that everybody gets that knowledge. And with the set of the people who are attending to today's webinar, I would request them to look forward to ensuring that they are able to educate people at large in the times to come. Thanks, Rajdeep. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for sharing this perspective.
Please, I just remember a quote by Henry Ford. He says that as long as you keep learning, you remain young, whether you are 20 or 60. And the day you stop learning, you become old. So the 75 years old person is still young because he is still learning. And my request to all the participants here, now forget about the age, you start learning. And the other part which I want to tell, which I think we missed here, that our longevity has increased. So if you see the longevity, average longevity, when 30 years back, we say that it was 52, I think. Now it has gone to 75 plus, and most of the cases people remain alive till 80s or 90s. So in that case, now there is no defined pension now. Most of the cases, banks, other organizations have shifted to NPS. Right. Now the retirement planning has now taken precedence over many things. So if you leave post-retirement for another 30 years, do you have the power to remain in your means for the next 30 years, or you have to curtail all your things to just to sustain yourself? So that planning, I think, in the next few years will take precedence, because people have now started thinking, what will happen when I become 80? Because it is not inflation proof, whether we have the inflation proof income. You don't have income. Pension will not increase. There is no pension, defined pension, NPS. It will not increase. Rather, it will decrease. It is so defined that by 80, you will completely exhaust your NPS. I don't know how many of us know that. So if you are alive beyond 80, NPS has no meaning in that case. So that I think NPS has to think subsequently, I don't know. But presently, for my banker friends, also the customers who are working customers, we have to guide them how do they create a retirement purpose going forward by not saving here, trying to save by investing in the assets which will give inflation compensated or inflation proof income, real income rather than the income which is taken away by the inflation. Right. Okay, Rajdeep, please.
Thank you, sir. My final question in this discussion will be for Tina, just to little bit on the operation side once again. So, Tina, if you could kindly provide the details on the enrollment process for the CIB members who are interested, and the exclusive benefits which has been extended by FPSB to the CIB members on behalf of the institute. If you could kindly just detail on that a little bit, and after that we can have the question answer round.
Sure. Thank you so much, Rajdeep. Most important question. Very happy to kind of address this and let our candidates know as to what would be the process. So now that we know the requirement of upskilling ourselves whilst being in the banking industry, now that we know the context and the benefits of pursuing this qualification that has been said by both the esteemed panelists, it gives me a pleasure to talk to you about the process of how you can enroll with us. I would request you all to please benefit out of this amazing opportunity that has been created by both the organizations coming together and through this association. All you have to do is just go on IIBF website and fill in the application form for CFP qualification. There's an amount of some 1,000 rupee that you need to pay and fill in the application. We continuously receive the data from IIBF of all the applications that have been received by IIBF. Once we have received, you will receive an email with all the details and all the links for the process. What it entails is something that I am going to talk to you about now. The first step, once we have received the data and we share the email with you, what you will have to do is about the eligibility check and the registration process. When I talk about this particular process, all you have to do is in that email, click on that link and fill in the application and upload your scanned required documents for the verification. The verification for CAIIB will already be done by IIBF once you're applying on their website. However, for the eligibility of the work experience, the document will be verified at our end, and hence the need for you to upload those documents once you are filling the application form on the portal of FPSB India through the link which we would be providing you through the email. Once those documents are verified and approved, there would be another link that would be given to you for you to make the payment and purchase the self-study material. Once you have done that, we provide you with an LMS system which will have the entire course curriculum and everything for you, which enables you to appear and prepare yourself for the exams. Once you have done that, and then the next steps comes as education, wherein through my FPSB learning portal, you can complete the studies, you can complete your CFP exam and FPA, the financial plan assessment, you submit that. Once you have and do the ethics course that is also available on your my FPSB learning portal only. Once all of that has been done, then the next steps that comes is the exam and submitting the plan. Like I have mentioned, once you are prepared, you can appear for the exam either at any of our NSC centers, or you can even do it remotely proctored, which means at the luxury of sitting at your own place, you can also appear for the exam in a remotely proctored, monitored environment. Once the exam is done and once you have submitted your plan and your results are out and you have cleared, and also you have done the ethics module, then you apply for the certification and you become a certified financial planner. And from there on, you can start your journey and boost your career like it. already mentioned. So that is the that is the process of how you can enroll from IIBF to the emails that you receive to moving on to the FPSB India website and complete your qualification. However, if I would have missed any point, I believe, Rajdeep, we will have it in the questions and then I can answer accordingly.
Yeah, sure, we can take it up. Okay, I thanks a lot to all the eminent panelists for guiding the participants regarding the CFP program. I think most of the doubts have been cleared. Now we'll have the question answer and round. I request all the participants who are there in this webinar to kindly raise their hands or post their queries in the chat box. I already have a few raised hands, so I'll ask a few of the queries and which we will try to address as much as possible. The first query we have from Debashish Mahapatra. Mr. Debashish, you are there?
Is there? Mr. Devashish, you can unmute and
Yeah, you
speak.
can unmute yourself and ask the question. Mr. Debashish.
Is it audible now, sir?
Yeah. You can.
Namaste, sir. Sir, actually, I'm already enrolled into IIBF, only, into CFP qualification. I just had two things, sir. One thing is your CFP is going places, no doubt, because even in Odisha, in a place like Balangir, I had a query 1.5 years back about this particular course. So even at that place, it is there. Just wanted to know, sir, we are already having an IIBF one course called Advanced Wealth Management, which is covering a lot of portion of Certified Financial Planner. So should there be any waiver for the people who are doing advanced wealth management, sir? Because we are having almost very good course in there, very content, and that is very similar to what we are offering in Certified Financial Planner. That is the reason I asked this question.
Das sir would like to answer.
Let me answer. This certified our wealth management course, which we are talking of, is undergoing a change now. Right.
Okay.
So once we change that course, curriculum is getting changed. We have taken the inputs from various industries. We had a committee also from mutual fund industry, other industries also. We are revamping the course. Once we revamp the course, then we will try to engage with CFP. What best can be done for that also. Because we have to map our papers with their papers and see how much exemption or benefit we can get from CFP. We have to wait for some time. Once the course is launched, based on that, we will work on that.
Maybe but sir, I will tell you.
Another side. Yeah, please.
Hello?
Yeah, please.
Sir, I will really tell your courses are top class. IIBF, sir, your courses are top class. I did advanced wealth management myself this January. I've been doing a few courses, and sir, I will have to congratulate you. You're doing a great job in this, sir. Really thankful.
Just wait for a few months. Once the new course comes up, I think the credit will be due at that time. You are when you are revamping based on that. So I think you will appreciate that right at that time.
Sir, I am doing it for all the courses.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sudhanshu Sahu, are you there?
This is there.
Yeah, hi.
Yes,
hello. My question to Tina. So about the registration process. So for appearing the exam, whether we have two options, right, for the fast track pathway, right? So financial plan assessment and then the final exam. So for the financial plan assessment, whether this is online process or it's offline where we need to submit the documents or the plan. And final thing is, what is the discount if you're going through CAIIB?
Right. Very valid question, Sudhanshu, and thank you so much for asking this question. The entire exam process, everything is online, so you'll have to submit the plan online through your portal itself. We would be guiding you more in details once you have onboarded with us so that we can explain to you once your portal is active and where to do and how to do it from. Coming on to the second question, for those who are coming through IIBF, there is a special pricing that has been designed for them. what we can do is after this call to all the attendees that are present there, we will be sharing an email from FPSB account, sharing all the details of the pricing and the link where you need to go and submit your documents so that it is very convenient and easy for all of you to apply for the CFP qualification. I hope that answers.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, next is Mr. Kadangiri Shanti Swarup.
Sir, good evening, madam. Madam, this is regarding the application process. I have got the link from IIFB, and there in the details, it is asking for this thing. It is asking for experience certificate. What exactly should be mentioned in the experience certificate? 3 years of experience. I am working at a frontline executive at a branch now, in a bank branch.
Understood. What we are looking at here, Kantagiri, is that any work experience that is in the field of financial planning, that work experience would suffice. There's a document in which you have to fill in the relevant work experience that you have done for the 3 years. It could be, it is not necessary that you have to do it your immediate last 3 years of work experience that you have done. It can be from the span of your work experience or your professional journey that you have done, you can mention there. What I would do for your easy convenience is, I would ask my colleagues from FPSB team to give you a call back and assist you on how you can do that. Will that work?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
After this seminar is over, I'll share all the registration details to FPSB. So FPSB in turn can share a mail about all the formalities with regard to registration process. I think that will serve the purpose. So I'll share the data with you, Tina, and you can take care of. I think that should take care of a sort of a brief welcome about what the CFP fast track program is all about.
That's one. And second, my colleague Priya should be on this call. I would request Priya to please share your details on the chat box so that all of these questions can also reach out to you.
Yeah. Priya, you can give your mail ID in the chat box so people can note that, so they can also directly write to you. Okay, thanks, Mr. Kadangiri. I'll ask next, Mr. Naved Khan. If you could just ask your question. Mr. Naved, are you there? Mr. Naved? I think is not there. Mr. Mohan, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you. Tell me.
Sir, if you take certain degrees which bankers read at outside organizations other than IIBF, like FRM of GARP and CFA, they give 2 areas in terms of work experience. If you have prior experience, then that can be quoted and chartered will be awarded for that. In case, if you are a very new banker, for example, a probationary officer, you can finish the exam. After 3 years of work experience, you can get that chartered qualification. In terms of CFP, to call myself as a registered CFP with that beautiful R symbol next to my name, if I'm a very new probationary officer, what is the number of years of experience that will be needed for me? Imagine I'm clearing the exam in 6 months, all the exams which is said by Tina ji. The number of years which I need from now on, could you please guide me on that area? Thank you.
Nice question, Mohan. Thank you so much for asking that. Firstly, the eligibility criteria to get into the fast track pathway is, either you have any professional qualification or masters or CAIIB, more importantly, plus 3 years of work experience relevantly in the field of financial services. So if in case you do not have work experience, you may not be able to enter the route of fast track mode. However, you can definitely pursue the qualification through the regular pathway. And then after that, coming back to the second part of the question, you will need 3 years of relevant work experience in the field of financial services, or 1 year of supervised work experience, which would be under any CFP practicing firm, or any of our approved corporate partner organizations where we have association.
Thank you. Thank you so much, madam.
Rajdeep, I have a suggestion for those who have raised a hand. If in case it is comfortable for you, you can also, type your questions in the chat box so that we can collate it and we can quickly answer. I can see 15 raise of hands.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be, because of time constants, so many queries, we don't think we'll be able to
We
do
would
it.
be happy to address all of them, but it might be a good idea if you can type in the chat box. We can quickly pick the questions and collate the questions and answer a bunch of questions who are relatable in one go.
Yes. Till such time, people are writing. One or two questions we can take. I'll request Mr. Thirumalesh Tamineni, if you are allowed there. No, I think he is not there. Mr. Ayan Chakravarti.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir and ma'am. This is Ayan Chakraborty. Sir, I want to ask you one thing. For the CFP program, any video lectures are available to learn, because after completion of CAIIB, already 7 years has been over for me. Any video lectures are available or not? Because I have already registered for the CFP program. And ma'am, second thing, in the CFP program, while giving the exam, OpenOffice or Excel, which will be provided? Ma'am, that's all. Sir, am I audible?
Can you repeat the question? It is not very clear actually. Just your question part.
I'll repeat the question for him. There are two questions basically. First question is that, see, you will be giving that LMS access with the study material and all. So other than that normal, which is study material, which you're providing LMS, do you provide any kind of video lectures and additional pedagogy where they can go through and understand the topics? Because he has completed CIB almost 7 years back. So he has almost like he's starting afresh. So for understanding the topic, that is one. And number two, when you're giving the exams now, you are allowed to use Excel sheet in the NSCIT platform when you're giving a platform. This question is that will they be given a MS Excel for this program, or they will be given a OpenOffice?
Yeah.
Right,
So,
sir.
Rajdeep and Ayan, thank you for this question, and I would like to cover the first one first. So, yes, the LMS is a interactive system that we have created, wherein videos are there, which will help you understand the topics really well. There are some written content, there are a set of videos, both are there in the LMS itself. Though you can study on your self-paced process and qualify, there is another suggestion which we normally give to people. If you have already studied a good and there has been a good lag of time period post your previous qualifications, then it is always a good idea to take some kind of additional tuition also, and which is available through our education providers. And you can see the list of authorized education providers on the FPSB India website. That's clearly mentioned. That will also help you. See, and what happens is internationally, when people study, they do it on their own. However, we as Indians, we have been tutored throughout our life. From the start of school to college to university, every time there has been a teacher who has been the guiding light for us, and we studied through them. So my suggestion would be that in case you feel that, okay, you'll be more comfortable taking a tuition, we'll suggest that you can go to a tuition provider. They can give you online, live, physical classes. All options are available, right? And they can also give you videos to study in addition to the content that we are providing. The second
Okay, sir, thank
question,
you.
yeah, sorry.
Please, sir.
Yeah. So for the second question, normally it is OpenOffice in all the examinations which are conducted through the remote or at the center. Excel is normally not provided, but you will have OpenOffice as more or less the similar thing. You will not face any difficulty in terms of writing the exam. We have got more than, I would say, 250 to 300 plus exams which are happening every month, and we never face that difficulty, and we have not received any complaint from anyone from the same. Yeah.
The formula works same. The formula is the same whether we put in Excel or OpenOffice. So
Yeah.
the interface a little bit different, but I don't think that's a major problem.
Yes, just wanted to add a last thing that yes, we do use open office in the NSE centers, and also for the remotely proctored, we have Scratchpad. Both of them work very similar to the Excel, so you wouldn't find any problem with that.
Okay, thank you, sir, and ma'am, for the suggestion.
Thanks, Anne, for asking this question. One or two more questions I think we can take. Chat is still no one is writing, so everyone has raised the hand only. Next, I'll ask.
Actually, Rajdeep, I am guessing the chat option for these people has been disabled, and that is why they are not able to. I just thought I would.
No, then I think I have to go to the admin. Anyway, let's take the questions only.
Yeah.
Nintu Das.
Yes, good evening to everyone. Sir, my question is that, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
So my question is that how tough is this to complete this examination, and how are you the people going to help us? First question, how much time of the study or such type of things is required? So that since we are very, we have a busy schedule, so how much study time is required to fruitful completion of this exam? And the last question is that what are the specific curriculum we need to follow after getting the certification of this CFP course? Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Nintu, for asking this question. And you have a very interesting name. I must compliment you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Nintu, what happens is any certification which is professional in nature cannot be easy. Yeah, I will not lie to you.
Yes.
None of the professional certifications in this world are easy. Only thing is, the certifications can be more flexible. Now, look at this, that we ask you to do two things at the final level, which is the integrated financial planning module, wherein you have to prepare a financial plan, go for the financial plan assessment based on a case study, which would be given to you in advance, and the final CFP examination, as Tina rightly mentioned, which will cover the nuances of the first three specialist courses, right? So you have to study them and then write those examinations. Now, interestingly, all the examinations are very much practical and application-based. So whatever knowledge you're gaining from your day-to-day working, practically, right, would be very helpful in terms of solving those questions for you. Second is, through the curriculum, you'll be able to prepare it well. Normally, the time period for any student who is coming fresh to us is between, say, 12 to 18 months. Sometimes they take 2 years also. However, for people like you who are coming through the fast track module, we have seen that majority of the people are able to do it within 4 to 6 months' time. That's the ideal time to complete the certification. And as you asked, once the CFP certification is completed, what you will be doing? Obviously, you'll be looking at certain areas to support your clients within your bank. You can look forward to a career transition internally within the bank and look forward to getting into various other roles, including wealth management and the private banking area. In fact, as Das sir was clearly mentioning that third-party product is the need of the hour for most of the banks. And I wanted to share an interesting fact that now banks make more money from the third-party products rather than the core products within the bank. And this is a reality, though I'm outside. I have been in touch with all for a long time. So I'm aware of it that the third-party products are contributing to the largest revenue. Slowly, it is gaining a good quantum. The growth rate is very high on the third-party products. And banks would be very keen to have right people to handle the clients, right? So you have an opportunity there. Second thing is that with this certification, only thing that you have to be careful of is that you keep on upgrading your knowledge. Right, every year you have to go through continuous professional development. You need to get 15 credit points on a yearly basis before you renew your certification. You will not be able to renew the certification if you do not have the continuous professional development credit points. So that's a must. And for 15 credit points, we have created an opportunity of around 60 points for you. So you have a plethora of opportunities which will be coming in front of you. You have to just go and attend those sessions, solve the quizzes, etc., and then obviously you'll be getting those points in your favor. So don't worry, we keep on ensuring that we keep on bothering you. Okay, once you join us, you become alumni for life. We don't leave your hand. You will always be tracked by us. You will always remain with us. It's a very strong set of professionals which is there. And that's why I said that you become alumni for life and you will not be bothered about anything. We will take care of it. If you don't call us, we will call you. So you don't worry at all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hope that helps. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Rajdeep, you're on mute.
Sorry. Actually, we are already 15 minutes past the time, scheduled time. So can we take one more question? Then I think there are 15 more hands.
Login ID plus last 4 digit of your register.
Can we take one more question?
Yeah, please.
Last question for today, and then I will request others to kindly mail it to us. Mr. Shivan Bhomik, are you there?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, Shivan, tell me.
Yeah, good evening, eminent panelist, and good evening, Rajdeep. My
Great.
question was that, yeah, you have, Ms. Tina has told that all the, about the fee structure and the course curriculum and how the process to be registered and the process. Is there any renewal license fees? Because ongoing every year the renewal has to be made, and the course fees of 1,000 rupees from IIBF, and the rest of the fee structure will be mailing to us, the registered participant who are having CIB degrees, right? CIB certifications. So is there any renewal? Because I have seen in some website that there are some renewal fees or something, and what's the amount of that? If you can elucidate on that point?
Yeah, Shiben, the renewal fee, which you need to pay on a yearly basis, is 10,500, including the GST component.
Okay.
To keep your certificate live. And in addition to that, as I mentioned, CPD points are a must. Without CPD, renewal cannot be done. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Shivan. I think that was maximum questions we could take. I'll request others to kindly, write to us. My mail ID is dt.aca4@iibf.org.in. You can write to us, or you can also directly write to, in fact, FPSB. In fact, I'll share all the details to all the participants who are registered today. So thanks a lot to all the
one point before you close, just wanted to
sir.
add it, that in case people wish to avail the offer which is there, and the discount offer, they have to come through the IIBF website.
Yes.
If they come to us directly, they will not be able to get that offer. Yeah.
Yes.
So just wanted to give that caveat to everyone.
So in the IIBF website, there is a app. You go to the apply now. So there is a link for apply for CFP fast track pathway. You have to just give in your membership number, and it will take you to the payment gateway, and you can make the payment. And on a regular basis, we are sharing the list of people who have registered with us, and FPSB has been responding on an immediate basis. So as of now, the response has been quite very positive, and a lot of people have already registered for the fast track pathway. So this is only 3 months that we have started, and I think we are expecting more positive response going ahead. Thanks a lot to all the participants for their pertinent questions, and I'd like to thank all the panel members for hearing them and clearing their doubts. Before we end this webinar, I'd like to request Dr. K. Gangadharan, Director Academics, to kindly propose the vote of thanks. Gangadharan, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening to all. Most respected CEO, IIBF, Mr. B.K. Das, respected Mr. Krishan Mishra, Chief Executive Officer, FPSB-India, respected Madam Tina Raval, Head Strategic Alliance, FPSB-India, Mr. Rajdeep Bose, Deputy Director of Academics, IIBF, as a moderator of this panel discussion, my colleagues in IIBF, members of IIBF, and all officials from the banking fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, my task is to deliver a vote of thanks for the dignitaries who actually participated and nurtured the discussion on the webinar theme. But even then, before moving to my task, I would like to share a few words about the arrangement of this certification program for the benefit of the academics and also the bankers in strengthening their capability and potential as a best investment advisor or a planner. As you know, FPSB-India is actually the subsidiary of FPSB Limited, a global standard setting body for financial planning profession and also owner of International Certified Financial Planner Certification Program. So at that global level, it's a standard keeping body regarding this planning and investment in the field. Whereas IIBF, you can see that it's a professional body of bankers and financial institutions committed to create professionally qualified, competent bankers through the process of education, training, examination, consultancy, and continuing professional development programs. So multifaceted activities undertaken, and thereby to improve the strength and competence of people who are actually working in the front line of the banking area. So this is the task of IIBF. Now we can see that now IIBF and also FPSB have come together to create an environment for the availability of world-class financial planning education, and also connect with a holistic and unbiased advice to the public. So that people who are unknown about this investing avenue will be getting a chance to know better, and thereby they can also bring to the mainstream of investment planning. IIBF CAIIB certified holders are actually eligible for the fast track. So with this seminar or webinar, I hope that majority of the members who attended the webinar must have a detailed roadmap of how they can come across the this certified financial planner program through the route of the IIBF. As part of its member education series, IIBF organized seminars, webinar on contemporary topics, and also to a higher level of awareness among bankers, and also the important development happening in the banking sector and finance. Each and every day, changes are occurring. So how we can disseminate to the public, and also the people who are actually well versed with, and also acquainted with the listed rules and regulation is most inevitable. So this joint webinar, understanding CFP certification for CAIB members, have discussed in length and breadth about the benefit and opportunities and challenges of undergoing this course. A broad piece of knowledge has been deliberated. Even people who are actually unaware of these institutions. And I would like to enter my task, actually delivering vote of thanks for the coveted personality who actually contributed in the webinar. First of all, CEO of IIBF Das, he has given a clear roadmap and a vision behind the linkage of FPSB and IIBF. The need for blending together to move ahead to capture the whole market for the whole financial scenario of the globe. He also outlined rightly the way in which it will be benefited to the banking fraternity. He also addressed the efficiency of how CFP certification will enhance career progression and opportunities in banking sector. He actually mentioned the equipment acumen. I would like to under that. It's the same case of the health system in most of the states in India. Sometimes doctors will be there, but there will be no equipment. Or equipment will be there, doctors will not be there. So matching for that, this equipment and acumen is very inevitable. So our duty is to create proper acumen, providing a trained HR in each and everywhere, so that the utilization of excess fund will be most productively invested. So that duty is entrusted with the bankers, especially the team. And moreover, he also highlighted the financial products available with different banking groups, and this has to be properly deployed. So a knowledgeable person, a person who actually trained in the concerned thrust area is inevitable. And I hope that the initiative undertaken by our CEO will be a landmark in this field, because he is diversifying different types of activities and also making collaboration with a different firm to reach the benefit to or percolate at the rock bottom level. Sir, on behalf of IBF and on behalf of all the participants assembled here, I express the deep sense of gratitude and thanks to the CEO IBF. Then Krishan Mishra, CEO FPSB India, focused on the CFP certification and its recognition at the global level. The most important fact to be known by this fraternity, how it is certified, how it will be recognized, what are the pros and cons, what are the benefits for collating. So a lot of uncertainty and lacuna will be there on the part of the participants. So I think that his message actually revealed a better picture of undergoing this program. He also highlighted the future prospect of these CFP practitioners and also the certification program. He highlighted how the skill enhancement knowledge gained out of CFP certification will complement and supplement the banking industry. Definitely, it will be a blessing, because the training in a separate area, or actually the training that is not implemented in our country, we are actually getting that. So it will be a blessing for the CAIB, those who qualified CAIB, to go through that, so that they can opt a fast track pathway. Thereby, they will be getting a certificate which is equivalent to an actual practitioner. And also, my feeling is that the certified plan certification will be just like a medicine degree. For treating the patient, a qualified doctor is mandatory. We cannot prescribe medicine. Similarly, for investment also, this approach is most inevitable. I hope that it will change our country. As you know, in the field of higher education, we are now implementing NEP 20 years back. Actually, in other foreign countries, they have implemented 20 years back. Now we are realizing the merits of that flexibility and adaptability and changes, etc. introduced now recently. I hope that same will be the case of this financial planning program, the certification program. If you provide much more popularity, definitely all of them will be better chance to get employment and also career progression. Automatically, the investment avenues of the banking sector will be automatically augmented. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the IIBF and on behalf of the entire participant assembled here, I express deep sense of gratitude and thanks to Sri Krishan Mishra from FPSB India. Then similarly, Tina Raval focused a roadmap for the professionals. She explained the standard timeline management for completing the certification and all the process certification from A to Z he has mentioned. And moreover, she has provided 4 E's. The 4 E's very, very important: education, exam, ethics, and experience. These will automatically add the strength of completing this course. If you keep the pathway by step, definitely we can attain that goal. Thank you, madam, on behalf of IIBF and also all the participants assembled in the webinar, and express the gratitude and thanks, madam. Finally, all the participants, people from the banking fraternity, colleagues in IIBF, I express this time to express our deep sense of gratitude to all the members, all the participants. We patiently associate with the webinar and contributed through a lot of doubts and doubt clearance. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot, Gangadharan sir. As discussed, I have just put in the chat box my mail ID, and I've also given the concerned Priya Dhawan, who is the main help desk who is taking care of the CAIIB certificates. Priya Dhawan's mobile number and mail ID also given the chat box. You can directly write to her. You can write to me. We will definitely take care of your queries, whatever it when it comes. And with this, this webinar on this understanding CFP certification for CAIIB members comes to an end. I hope all the participants have been benefited from the inputs received from the eminent panelists, and a broad understanding has been obtained by all. Thanks a lot for all taking time in attending this event in spite of a busy schedule. In case of further queries, please feel free to write to us. We'll be glad to respond to you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for participation. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mishra. Thank you, Raval.
Thank
And
you.
thanks all the participants.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Have a good evening.